103.9 The Fox. Alexander Ansari, who spent nearly 6 years in prison for a murder he did not commit, being awarded $10 million by a jury. A Detroit police detective reportedly concealed key evidence from Ansari's trial out of fear for his family's safety. Ansari had been accused in the fatal shooting of a 15-year-old. A 54-year-old Cairo man facing 3 felony charges after his vehicle struck and severely injured a Tuscola County Sheriff's deputy last Friday night. The impact reportedly sending Deputy Thomas Peterson flying over 2 vehicles as he assisted with a traffic stop along M24 between Blackmore and Snover Roads in Fremont Township. He suffered numerous fractures and other injuries. Today is the deadline for special counsel Jack Smith to respond to an emergency filing from former President Trump asking the Supreme Court to step into the dispute over whether he may claim immunity from prosecution. Trump asked the High Court to temporarily block a scathing and unanimous decision from a federal appeals court handed down earlier this month that flatly rejected his claims of immunity from election subversion charges brought on by Smith. Red Wings beat the Seattle Kraken in overtime yesterday in Seattle 4-3. William Byron taking advantage of a final lap crash to drive to victory under caution in NASCAR's Daytona 500 yesterday. First time Byron has won that event. Basketball tonight, Michigan State taking on Iowa in the Big Ten at the Breslin Center. That's a 7 p.m. tip-off. And to cap this one off, coming up later this week, State Attorney General Dana Nessel to be in the area hosting a presentation focusing on scams that target older adults. MLive reporting that Nessel and State Representative Jasper Martis of Flushing will present that program this Friday morning, 10:30, at the Crapole Center on Bicentennial Drive in Mount Morris Township. It's designed to show how to identify ripoffs so that you won't be victimized by them. That's 5 things you should know from 103.9 The Fox. Plenty of sunshine today and temperatures approaching 50 degrees in some areas. We'll call it 49 for the high today. Increasing cloud cover tonight. We'll settle in at around 32 overnight. And then tomorrow is a mix of sun and clouds along with slightly milder temperatures that should touch around 54. Rain a possibility moving in tomorrow night and into Friday morning. Should say Thursday morning. Cloudy skies otherwise on Thursday. Continued mild. We'll be up around 52 on Thursday. Right now it's 22 in Flint and in Saginaw 24.
Classic Rock Authority.
103.9. The Fox. There's a new study out that says movie theater seats can have 14 times more bacteria than a toilet seat. Thanks to the latest handful of Marvel movies, there's just as much fecal matter coming off the screen, too. I guess this means they're going to start making me wear pants. I'll just stay home and watch Netflix. ZZ Top on the Fox.
Good morning, TikTok. How are you, Gino and American Dan and Disney Freak and Tina from New Jersey. Good morning, Tina. Everybody who's joining us now on Tuesday morning, the 20th of February, our Tuesday TikTok session. It's TikTok Tuesday, and as I said, it's 22 degrees here in Michigan, 22 degrees Fahrenheit for our international crowd. And it's going to start to become really nice over the next couple of days here. Punxsutawney Phil said it would be early spring, and maybe that's kind of where we're headed. We're going to be up around, probably touch 50 today, and then over the next couple days as well. Well, thank you very much, Disney Freak. Appreciate that. It's sometimes a challenge to get up this early in the morning and try to be that way, but we've been doing it for enough years where I think we've probably had enough practice. This is National Love Your Pet Day, so if you have one, today's the day. Today is the day, and I've saluted Jack. I've got his pictures splattered all over my Facebook page this morning. Also on our Facebook page, not our Facebook page, but their Facebook page this morning is the local mall, which is right across the street from our radio station. This happens to be a live radio show. I'm in my home studio, but down 15 or so miles to my south is where the radio station is. The show is hosted by Johnny Burke and Steph Barber, and it is a classic rock radio show on 103.9 The Fox, Flint, Michigan, USA, home of the formerly crappy water. For those of you who are happening upon us for the very first time because TikTok just moved you over here to kind of get acquainted with some of the live streams that happen at this time of the morning. Been raining in Lemoore, California. Has it been raining incredibly hard, Gino? I know you guys have had some weather issues. You are not immune from some of the extreme stuff that's beyond just the earthquake stuff. that you normally get. Tina loves her pets every day. And unfortunately, we have to say that she just recently lost one of them. She had 3. They're now down to 2, but one is always remembered, and the 2 that are behind are just sterling. Home of the great Helmut. Thank you for the support, Tina. I appreciate that. Before we get much further, we probably should show you, because we do this every day, and if we're talking about pets, we go to our 365 Dogs calendar for a smile source, because y'all need to get a smile going to start the day, and that's what our show is all about. It's a wake-up show, and it is a kind of show within a show here on this live stream that we do, usually every morning, Monday through Friday, from one of the streaming platforms, and it's different every day. Facebook Mondays, TikTok Tuesdays. Tomorrow we're going to be over on Twitter, or X, if you will. And then on Thursday, Instagram, and Friday, we will multi-stream on both Twitch and on Facebook. And we give you a smile source to get started with every day from the 365 Dogs calendar. Today, it's Kennedy. Reed J. Kennedy is this young man's full name. Lives in Washington, D.C., came from a Cocker Spaniel rescue organization. Reed J. Kennedy. That's your smile source today. Right there, all right? Let's see what they're doing on the air right now. Probably just playing another song. Yeah, they are. We'll get to Johnny and Steph and what they're talking about here in a couple minutes. Mel Mel's here. Good evening, Mel Mel. And I mentioned that for some of you, this is not the start of the day. It might be the end. For Mel Mel, it's in that camp. They're wrapping up a Tuesday over there. So how's everyone on this 20th of February, as we're now 4 weeks away from the arrival of spring? It will be here 4 weeks from tonight, 10:06 p.m. in the Eastern Time Zone. 10 p.m. right now in Australia, where Mel Mel is. So they're getting close to starting Wednesday already. Since we're talking also about pets and loving your pets, here's you love pets who tend to do something for you besides just providing the unconditional love that they do. If they go that extra mile and maybe make your day profitable, so much the better. I'm still waiting for Jacko to do that for me. We're going to go out for a walk a little later on this morning. I doubt that's going to be profitable. That's going to probably be challenging because he's overprotective. Jacko is one of those who will bark at anything and everything that comes within 500 feet of me. Just because he's a rescue dog and he's super appreciative of having his new home, and he's shown that every day. Thank you for following us, Eric. But here's what happened, and this is how this can make a dog owner profitable. We had a situation unfold in China where a woman had a golden retriever that she was walking. She was on a shopping trip. The golden retriever broke away from this lady and happened upon a store that had lottery tickets for sale. Here's Jason. We see him as Copper Boy there. We call him Jason. He's our world traveler. He's with us all the time on our live stream here and has been for years from all over the world, frankly. Sometimes when he's not running all over the country driving for FedEx, he is vacationing in exotic places like Bora Bora. But I want to tell you about this dog in China in a second, how it made it a profitable day for this woman who owned him.
Email from somebody. I don't know how to take this.
Oh, no. Are you going to share?
Yeah. Maybe you guys will have an opinion on this. So the guy said, I found your show. You were talking about some guy dating a younger woman who insisted he leave his wife or she would tell her about them, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, he says, since then I've been hooked to your show. Here's my question. I've been married to the love of my life for 4 years, since we were both 25. He's one of our younger listeners. He said, last May we had a baby. Everything's great. I will not use your name, by the way, if you're everything's great. That's not the problem. The problem is since we had the baby, she's been very self-conscious about her body. Before the baby, she would gladly walk around the house in her underwear or naked. Yeah, I'm all for that. She would sleep naked. She didn't hide her body at all. It was great, and we never even thought about it. But since the baby, She's had trouble getting back to the weight she wants to be.
Eric's got a couple of Rotties that bark at everybody. Ho ho.
She's
Protectors.
still her, and she's still sexy and attractive, and yes, I see the difference.
Now, when it's Rottweilers, that's different. There's the intimidation factor. My guy just gets laughed at because he's a Jack Russell mix.
Well,
Bowling.
Bowling. If I look at her naked, which I do, because duh. I love it. Thank you, by the way.
It's a great line.
This is Brady. I'll just tell you his first name, Brady. Duh. So she gets defensive, and she said, "What are you looking at?" I've experienced this a little bit too over time.
I have been the new mother on the flip side of that.
It's the new mother thing, and he goes on to say it's a total 180 from what it was. Now it seems like a constant struggle for her to cover up, and me to assure her it's fine with me. By the way, I know it's not all about how I feel, but about how she feels. But how can I convince her that I still find her effing hot?
Aw. What a nice guy to even acknowledge the issue, because quite
Yeah,
often...
wouldn't you be mad if it was your husband and he was writing to the disc jockey about this? Wouldn't you be upset?
I don't know. You know, I guess I'm not sure.
I don't know. I don't know whether it's smart or not. I mean, he's obviously what you said. You know,
Sure.
he's trying,
Yeah.
and he wants it to be right.
Yeah.
But I wonder how. I don't know that she knows that he wrote
That could be too.
here, but so I'm just trying to figure out. I mean, if anybody got any advice on this, you know the phone lines are always open. We love hearing from you. That way we don't have to talk. We're lazy.
We talk all the time.
810-230-9777 if you've got an opinion on this.
Here's the deal, though. As a new mom, I went 3 times. I will tell you that I never felt sexier as when I was pregnant. And I love flaunting the tummy and all of that. I just thought that it was a very beautiful way to be.
Well, I think I've always said that about women.
Yeah.
They seem to be, when they're not suffering, because they do suffer during a pregnancy, but when they're not going through a bad spell,
Yeah.
It's the old expression, they glow. I don't want to use that, but they just seem like they are walking on air at times
Yeah.
because they're so very, very happy about
Yep.
what's about to happen.
Exactly. Then, you've got the trauma of the birth, you've got the lack of sleep, you've got the spit up cloth over your left shoulder. I mean, it's really hard to be sexy or to feel sexy as a new mom.
You didn't elbow the hell out of your husband, get out, the baby's crying?
Oh, no, I was basically a single parent when it came to stuff like that.
Stuff like that?
Yeah.
You were not
Yeah.
middle of the night?
No.
I got to be honest with you, I didn't do it that often, but I did it.
Yeah.
From time to time. 103.9 The Fox, hello out there.
Hey, yeah, I'm trying to get rid of my baby weight. It's really hard. The baby's 9 now. I almost can't say I have the baby weight, but yeah, it's difficult. So yeah, good luck with that, lady.
Well, yeah, I don't have baby weight. I'm a baby weight.
Tina just remembers the morning sickness episode.
You're a dead weight, that's what you are.
I would think that would stick with you. Morning, Ruth.
Anyway, if you got anything on this, you can call to 810-230-9770. So I just thought I'd bring it up and see what everybody thought. I think it is. Look, his main question is, how does he make her feel better about herself? That's the bottom line here. All right. How do I make her feel better? How can I convince her that I still find her effing hot? He says is his last line. 103.9 The Fox, hi.
Interesting topic. Knowing what I know now, I would not be angry. But 25, I might have been.
Yeah, come on, yeah. And let's face it, young people, both male and female, their jealousies and their emotions are way more out of
Greg and KB9, good morning. And Sheila's here. That would be who we call Shebop most of the time on most of our live streams. And today, if my information is correct, is a special day for Sheila.
Yeah, I hear you.
I believe we have an anniversary to celebrate for Sheila and Mr. Sheila, Mr. Shebop, if you will. And it might even be a special like 25th one. Cindy here, good morning.
Oh, bad idea.
I know. He's that guy. He's that guy. We wondered where you were. Yeah. Thanks a lot, man.
The Fox Home Morning Show. Johnny Burke and Steph on the way.
You got a choice of prizes with Steph's Fox Flashback, and it's only about 15, 20 minutes away here on the Fox.
And this hour is brought to you by Way to Be Medical Weight Loss. Did you plan that?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was the sponsor yet. It's all right.
Shed those unwanted pounds effectively, safely, and affordably with FDA-approved weight loss injections from Way to Be Medical Weight Loss in Grand Blanc. Call 810-866-4567 or visit waytobe.com.
Tell all your friends you're listening to the Fox Soul Morning Show on 103.9 The Fox. The Fem Capital.
Yeah. And those of you who are sharing us out to your friends to let them know that we are here and we would love to have their company as we do yours, that would be cool. Thank you very much for making sure that the people who don't yet know we're here do know that we're here, because we're here every Tuesday on TikTok. And try to have a little fun with you to get your day started, if in fact that's what's going on in your neighborhood. Or wrap it up with style like we're doing for people like Mel Mel as we wrap up the day. We have a whole bunch of other people joining us, and thank you so much for that. We're going to get to the traffic, because that's basically what news and traffic is why I'm here on the radio station, and then chatting with you for about an hour is why I'm here, so that we can hang out. Okay, Sheila says 25 years married, 28 years together, known him for 42 years. Wow. So are you at the point where you can finish each other's sentences? Are you one of those?
Icon Mortgage is your golden ticket to an accepted offer. Home buyers and sellers know that Icon Mortgage has been trusted for 20 years to get the job done. Icon Mortgage is Michigan's best. 810-953-SCOWIN and iconmortgage.com. NMLS number 88065. Equal housing lender.
Morning, Mike. Good to see you.
You have a gambling problem, you have a money problem.
25 years married. So, being that's a special number, 25 years is always, what is that, what do they call it, silver anniversary, right?
It's difficult putting food on the table.
You can't start, you can't start and finish his sentences.
Anyone is struggling with gambling, get free confidential help at michigan.gov/problemgambling. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Well, okay, for those who, Sheila's one of those who's been with us all the time, virtually every day. So she knows that our live streams are all about how old you feel. When we're talking about special days like a birthday, we don't care how old you are. We want to know how old you feel. When you are celebrating an anniversary, if you've been together for, as you say, 42 years, or at least knowing each other for that long, and then 28 together, 25 now married, how many years does it feel like for you? Not for him, but for you. Yes, you can start and finish his sentences. I thought that might be where you were going with that. How many years has it felt like for you?
To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address.
He may have a different answer, but how many has it felt like for you? Morning, Josh and Mike H. and D1 Training Fox Valley. Our problems are right now centered in Flint at Robert T. Longway Boulevard and Forest Drive because of a crash we heard about just a couple of minutes ago. And the other one is going to be in Flint Township by Carmen Ainsworth High School along the 1300 block of Linden Road. It crashed there. Freeways at the moment, 75, 475, 69, 23, crash free and problem free. Same thing with 675 and up there at US 10. If you're spotting problems, though, let us know and be a traffic tipster at 810-230-WRSR. That is 810-230-9777. And remember that 24/7, that Vehicle City traffic information is there for you at classicfox.com/traffic. Be a traffic tipster right here on 103.9 The Fox.
I said it earlier, and I'll say it again. Get on board the railroad here, the roller coaster that is our weather forecast, not the railroad. The railroads are flat. Roller coasters up and down, and that's what we got going here for the next several days. Today, sunny and 48. Tomorrow, partly sunny 54. Chance of showers Thursday and 51. Friday, partly sunny 39. Saturday, mostly sunny 33. Sunday, looks like it's going to be mostly sunny and 51. And on Monday, sunny and 54 again.
But no snow,
Football, no hands.
right?
Yeah.
How about that? We here in Michigan are deeply appreciative when we get the kind of days like we're having. Particularly since we had the snowstorm last week that made it very difficult for me to be able to walk my Jack Russell mix, my overprotective guy, Jacko, around the places we usually do walk because there's a lot of snow and ice buildup, particularly the ice. That's a pain to try to walk on. But that's all now in the next several days going to melt because of the warm temperatures that we're expecting. Maybe a little bit of rain off and on here and there, but nothing that isn't going to prevent a lot of that snow from melting. The biggest piles will stick around, but we'll be able to deal with those. I just want to have a good, solid track to be able to walk him on every day because, boy, does he look forward to those. Just always looks forward to those. Good morning to Moses, who is here with us, as well as TK51. I started to tell you about this dog. This is a Labrador Retriever that a Chinese woman was walking in her neighborhood just a few days ago, and the dog got away from her. So he ends up running around to a merchant. And I think this might have been an outdoor merchant. Doesn't seem that long. You actually forgot it was your 25th. You did. Do you think he did? Is he one of those that remembers dates like that? I mean, at all, even let alone the special. I mean, the really special numbered ones, like 25 is kind of a special number for people. A lot of people, anyway. Morning, Pauline. Good to see you. Welcome to our party. This woman's golden retriever that got away happened upon a merchant that was selling lottery tickets. Grabbed one. Grabbed the lottery ticket. So you're starting to plan party 25 plus anniversary. I see. So the clerk running that store told the woman, you know, your dog now has put teeth marks in this lottery ticket, so you must buy it. It's one of those you break it, you buy it type of things, and essentially he broke it because he put teeth marks in the lottery ticket. So the clerk told this lady she had to buy the ticket, so she did. Turned out to be a $139 winner. Wasn't a big prize, but $139 is nothing to sneeze at. And she gets it because of this dog. I'm telling you, you're going to call it 25 plus 1 anniversary party. He knows the dates, but not the years. That's better than many guys who completely forget everything entirely. That's not bad. Morning, Chad. How you doing? And I did mention, I think it was Gino who was here earlier from California talking about how it's raining. I was looking up here at the reports that were coming in on GMA this morning, Morning America, which said that they had in California, Los Angeles area, something 11.6 inches of rain just this month. 11.6 inches. Hope you got a treat. You know, out of that $139, you can buy a pretty expensive and pretty tasty treat. So I would hope you would, yes. Absolutely. In fact, today, being that it's National Love Your Pet Day, I hope all pets are going to get extra treats. Now, in my orange coat that I have behind me that I wear when I'm taking him out, Jacko always has, and he knows it because he was sniffing around this pocket last night, but I've always got these broken up granola bars that he now uses as some of his treats. I try to vary the treats as best I can so that he doesn't get totally sick of them. But he's really enthusiastic about these, and he kind of wants these. That are broken up in my jacket pocket here. So we'll be doing that when he goes out on his walk today and he tries to do something good. He keeps thinking that if he barks at people and dissuades them from coming near us, that earns him a treat. And I keep trying to tell him, no, I don't want that. I don't want them being repelled by us. I'd like them to be able to come over and be friends with us and you with them, Jacko, because they would love to have you around. But he doesn't understand that. He doesn't want anybody around at all.
Added to the $103 he won when he qualified. So he got $1,103 totally from our friends at Streeter Brothers Concrete Contractors of Burton and 103.9 The Fox. And now, coming soon, the Fox Feeding Frenzy is our next big deal. We're getting together on Friday. Is that this Friday? No, March 1st, so it's next
Couple
Friday.
of weeks, yeah.
A week from this Friday.
Oh, wow, that is coming up, isn't it?
Yeah. The 12-hour radiothon starts at 7 o'clock in the morning here on the Foxhole Morning Show. The Fox and the Food Bank of Eastern Michigan working together to fight food insecurity in mid-Michigan. This goes bigger and bigger every year. And it's kind of a ton of fun. We have a lot of food and things involved in it, a lot of prizes to give away to people that donate. So listen for the Fox Feeding Frenzy.
Whoops. 2 dogs died early because of canine carryouts.
As a 12-hour radiothon a week from this Friday. About 10 days from now, 10, 11 days.
Are those the ones that are in those blue and white packages?
I love that day.
They have like chicken treats and beef treats and bacon treats kind of thing?
From the food bank's so much fun anyway. 7:20. By the way, that's just a side note. If you're looking
Morning,
for a
Robin.
volunteer experience Like a bonding experience for your work, especially. They love it.
And Jeff, good morning. They are. See, I've given him those. Lately, the chicken ones I've been giving him because I've been able to break those and cut those up into like 10. Each of those long ones I could cut up into like 10 little tiny bits. Because he doesn't get a big chew, and he doesn't try to chew his treats anyway. He swallows them whole. I hate that. I'd like to see him chew those things. But then he also may have some issues with his teeth that I inherited because, hey, I mean, those who don't know, Jacko was a rescue, came from the Saginaw County Animal Shelter, and with no at all word on his background. Absolutely none. Now, you say chicken is the worst. Huh, that's interesting. Because I gave him the beef ones and the bacon ones. All of those in the past. Again, very, very tiny amounts. It's not huge. And the latest ones have been the chicken ones. Those are the ones he likes the most. He seems to. At least his reaction to them seems to be the best. Actually, he likes any treats. Anything to eat. He's all about food. But when that's the case, he will respond much more quickly to what I want him to do when he's out on the road, if a treat is involved. In fact, he doesn't want to go more than 50 feet without getting a treat at some point. He figures that I did something. I walked and I didn't do anything bad, so give me a treat. That's his thing. That's his whole attitude. Snoopy loved those. That's interesting. I know. I've heard many times about how our human food is way better for a dog than anything that a dog food might offer in terms of nutrition. But if the dog food was really all that bad, it wouldn't sell as well as it does, would it? I'm sure that happens, but I'm wondering what the percentage of the people or the dogs that get adversely affected by some of the stuff that is out there specifically for dogs. What I wanted to do was get him this, what do they call it, fresh pet. This like vegetable kind of thing. They're softer foods. It's not the hard stuff. And I have done that, tried him with that. And he loves those. He's really enthusiastic about eating his entire meal when you give him that. Problem is that's extremely expensive. And because it has to be refrigerated, you might have seen the commercials about how you refrigerate that. And sometimes that can get in the way of things, but it does. And when they send it to you, I send for his food because it's a cheaper way to go. I live just up the street from a pet care facility where they have all these pet treats and pet meals and all that kind of thing, pet toys and pet harnesses and pet dish, all that stuff. You know, it's just basically a pet store. And I would buy stuff from there, except it's way more expensive than sending to some other state and have them ship it to you. The bottom line is it's actually cheaper to do it that way. And then when I do, if it's that fresh pet stuff, which is stuff he loves, again, it comes in a humongous box, but it's only got like 3 small bags in it. The reason is because the box is full of dry ice. They got to keep it refrigerated when they send it. It's like you like fresh pet, but you can't get it at Walmart. Check ingredients. You get the Pro plan, okay? I mean, it's kind of like human food in the sense that the stuff that's the healthiest for you and probably tastes the best is also the most expensive. It's like if you try to get fresh produce. Okay, yeah, that's way healthier, but it's also way costlier. Which is why a lot of people who may be a little bit low-income people, they may tend to put on a little weight because they're going over the fast food stores all the time. Or they're getting the stuff that is good, cheap, but not healthy. So, it's this vicious cycle kind of thing. But you save on the vet bills, which is true. That can be a big plus. I have to take him, in fact, next month for his 1 year, believe it or not, checkup already, to see how he's doing. And I am really interested to find out what his weight is at this point. Because when he came here, he was 20 and a half pounds, and he's certainly not that anymore. He's not overweight, but you don't see his ribs anymore like he used to when we first got him here. Morning, Michael. Morning, Thomas. Also, We are here on a live morning radio show because there are a lot of people who are looking at us like, what is this? Never seen anything like this before. Well, the fact is, if you are around the landscape of live stream, you'll see us every day during the week because we show up on Facebook on Mondays. We're on TikTok Tuesdays like today. Tomorrow, we're going to take this little thing over to Twitter/X, which we used to do all the time. And before that, when it was Periscope, that's where it all started 8 years ago. Thursdays, we're on Instagram, and that's at HalMoss_news. That's my Instagram page. And if you follow me there, you're able to get notified about when we go live. Fridays, we multi-stream. Do it on both Twitch and on Facebook. Once again, all of those of you who are joining us for the first time, or those who are just here on occasion, we welcome you. Thank you very much for joining us, and we hope you're going to share us out and notify your friends that we're here so that they can come and enjoy seeing what we're doing as well. Try to get you guys underway in a good mood on a Tuesday morning here, like we try to do for everyone every day. Only 22 degrees around here, and that promise of a 50-degree day today is putting a lot of people in Michigan here in a real good mood. So we hope that rubs off on those of you who are in days and in parts of the, well, not just parts of the United States, but parts of the world where maybe the weather isn't as you'd like it to be. Although I will repeat, Punxsutawney Phil on Groundhog Day predicted an early spring. We've got 50 degrees today, tomorrow, and the next day on the way, Thursday. So I'm telling you. All right, Mel, have a great rest of your, well, there's not much left of your Tuesday, and we'll see you again next time as you enjoy summer in Australia. And joins us every chance she gets. That's right, early spring. He said it. Everybody keeps ragging on him for being wrong, but that was in the early days when he didn't have those sophisticated weather prediction tools to use. Now, like all the other meteorologists, Punxsutawney Phil can use high-tech gadgetry to more accurately predict the weather. So get off his case.
He's Flint's 103.9, The Fox.
Yeah, we're going to have a chance for you to win with Steph's Fox Flashback. You get a choice of prizes coming up next. It's going to be a sunny day today, up to 49 for a high, down to 32 tonight, then partly sunny, breezy, and 54 tomorrow. The weekend is going to be cold to start off, but warmer starting Sunday and on into Monday. So we've got a roller coaster here at 22 degrees now.
Okay, good morning, Arizona. What part of Arizona are you in? Dea, because we have several people who look at us. I don't think they're here now, but we've got a couple of friends of ours, one particularly who joins us fairly regularly from Phoenix, another one who's popping in from Scottsdale on more than one occasion here and there. And we are in that time of the year in Arizona where it's pretty nice weather, it seems. It's not overly hot, but it's very comfortable, I'm thinking. Okay, you're Burnside, Navajo Nation, Arizona. All right, terrific. What's your weather over there right now? In fact, all of you folks who are looking in, if you would be so kind, let me know what you've got as far as weather right now. We do a thing called Weather Around the World. I was telling you that it's a cold start on this Michigan morning. It's only 22 degrees Fahrenheit, but it's going to be 50 later. Pretty close to it if it doesn't hit it. And very nice day today. In fact, the skies look pretty clear now. It was a pretty solid moon, not a full moon this morning when I went down here to my, what you call Hal Hole. It's my home studio for news and talk information and news and traffic information. Usually it's, it's 4:15 in the morning. You can see some clear skies out there if it's going to be a nice day. It's cold in the morning as it is now, but it's going to be a nice rest of the day. 39 and sunny is the forecast and current conditions in New Jersey. It's going to be warmer than 39 later, but that is it now, which is pretty nice for this time of the morning. Good. We had the Daytona 500 yesterday to kick off the NASCAR season. A lot of NASCAR fans in our audience, and it was kind of an exciting finish. Big crash. A lot of people watch those just for the crashes. And with only 8 laps to go in the race, there were a big 18-car crash last night that greatly influenced the ending of that race, which ended up William Byron won. And he won it under caution, just as there was as he happened to get ahead of everybody else, a crash started to happen behind him on the final lap. And so that meant that they had to use the caution flag and basically stop the race at that point, let him just complete the lap around to win, which he did. So the NASCAR season was underway, and a lot of people watch those just for the crashes, just like some people watch hockey games just for the fights, and they don't see nearly as many these days they used to. Kim probably did, and her formerly favorite driver is now one of the commentators. Kevin Harvick is now one of the broadcasters, one of the race analysts who does, and now she's gotten another favorite driver, and I think I want to say it's Ryan Blaney, who was one of those who I think was in that 18-car pileup toward the last few blocks of the race, few laps of the race. 28 degrees in Wisconsin, Amber reports. Good morning, Wisconsin. Dells, Wisconsin. Wisconsin Dells. Going to be 53, though. You're looking nice, too. Terrific. All right. We have a fairly regular Wisconsin viewer who is constantly proud of that state's cheese. I assume you are as well. You can't beat the cheese in Wisconsin, right? Four weeks until spring. We are going to be changing the time on the 10th of March, so 9 days ahead of spring. We'll be springing forward an hour. It's already starting to look pretty light out. Even at 6:15, 6:30 at night, it's still light out, so that'll kick out to being 6, 7:30, quarter to 8. 60 and mostly cloudy in Burnside, where Dea is at. Or is it Dale?
Flint's Classic Rock 103.9.
Cheese is very good.
Sunday, bloody Sunday, 7:34 here in the Fox.
We have up in Michigan, and I can show you with our highly priced weather map, that when you go up to Pinconning, which is in the thumb area, it's up in this area, we're also very, very proud of their cheese. It's not an entire state, but it's one area. We're really proud of their cheese.
Right now, which is I'm happy about because
Dale. Okay. Hey, here we go, U.S. Army. We call him 101st. He's in Florida. Formerly active duty serviceman who is now a flight tech.
Top the box office really did well.
Tina's got welcome spring sign ready for the outdoors. Beautiful.
So you probably need to know this. Bob meets one of the guys.
How are you, 101st? Salute to you. What have you been doing?
Did try to be assassinated. There was a guy. Let me see here. An incident where 7 armed men attacked Bob Marley, his wife Rita, and members of their band in 1976. Several of them were injured, including Bob and Rita. Now, in the movie, one of those gunmen apparently go to Bob's house a few days later and apologize, and Bob forgives him, but the meeting never happened.
Oh.
Just working. Your eyes working.
Berkeley professor named Matt Jensen said the movie
We're always working.
artistic liberties when it comes to that scene, or to reiterate, they made it up. This according to People magazine. But it is the hot new biopic that's out there, and I was talking about some of these. I don't know if we mentioned this on the air. You and I were talking off the air about some of them.
I think we touched on it yesterday. We were talking about the David Bowie.
The David Bowie Moon Age Daydream.
You didn't really like.
I was not impressed by. It's a little tedious. Surprisingly, the Bee Gees movie, which is not a new one. By the way, Ridley Scott is working on a new one. Ridley Scott, the great director, is going to be doing a Bee Gees documentary. He's working on it right now. That's something that's going to be coming. But the one that came out a couple of years ago, which I think was called How Do You Mend a Broken Heart, is the one I watched the other day. Really well done.
Yeah.
And worth watching. And then, because they talk about how the Bee Gees and the Beatles were so very much alike.
Sure.
In the early stages. And they start way back in the early 60s when the Bee Gees started out. They started when they were like 14. So.
I don't remember what I was doing at 14. It was nothing that important.
So that was pretty good. The other one that I found surprisingly good, this will surprise you all too because the song sucked, but We Are the World.
Oh, you've talked about this before, yes.
It's called The Greatest Day in Pop Music History. And it's something to that effect. It's the greatest pop music night or something like that. Where all these legends of rock and roll at the time all got together without their staffs, without their managers, without all of the accoutrements that they usually have, and just with like normal people having a lot of fun together. Overnight after the American Music Awards, they went and they booked this studio and did the whole thing. And it was a fly-by-the-seat-of-your-pants production, but they did a great job. Of course, it's become legend.
Right.
And it's worth watching that. Obviously the Queen biopic.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody was
that was
awesome.
excellent.
Which was the other one? The Poison.
I'm trying to remember the
Poison
Elton
was the
John
Poison
one.
one. John one. Rocket Man.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird because it was a musical, and it was.
Yeah, but I kind of liked it, which surprised me.
Yeah, a lot of people liked it. A lot of people liked it. It was not one of my favorites, but there's a lot of good ones out there right now. Rock biopics are the thing right now.
I think all of classic rock as a genre is probably one of the most popular formats going right now.
Right.
And I love that young people and people of our age even are rediscovering some of the songs from the 70s and the 80s and even the late 60s. I just think it's a great time.
What's that other one? Was it called Dirt? Was that the Metallica? No.
101st had a live fire weapons exercise all last week that was cool to watch.
I think it's the Motley Crue.
Wow.
Is it called Dirt?
Yes.
Is it called Dirt?
At an air
So,
base.
yeah.
That one is really good, but I will caution you. You will have to take a shower after you watch that one.
Yeah, and I'd read the room before I turned it on too. You don't want it.
They were just horrible people.
Yeah, they were.
Their lives have changed quite a bit, but back in the beginning, they were just doing things to each other and to other people that were just horrible.
Yeah.
You watching it though is still fascinating.
It is. It's kind of like a car accident.
Yeah.
You literally cannot look away.
It is. So biopics, that's the hot thing to watch now. No more DC, no more Marvel.
The Foxhole Morning Show. Charlie Burke and Steph still to
I know I
come.
talked a long night there, but we still have time for Steph's Fox Flashback, and it's immediately next here. Your chance to win coming up with Steph next on the Fox.
And this hour is the service
Morning,
of
Tucker.
Lady
Morning,
Medical Weight
JP.
Loss. Did you know the weight loss injections help suppress one's appetite and control?
Thank you for
hunger?
following us, my Hughes
Call
Safety.
Lady Medical Weight Loss in Grand Blanc 810-866-4567 or visit waytobe.com.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Fish.
Morning, Hank. Good to see you also. We're going to do traffic in a second here.
Their Friday Fish Fry with 4 and 6-piece dinners available from 4:30 till 7 every Friday.
See what's going on. It isn't going to be as messy as it was in Massachusetts the other day. We had this situation unfold where there was a milk truck, was carrying 10,000 gallons of milk, overturned on the Mass Pike, the on-ramp to the Mass Pike around, Auburn, Massachusetts. Truck rolled over from Route 12 to I-90 west in Auburn. 10,000 gallons of milk and a large amount of diesel fuel spilling out of the roadway. I don't think they're going to rename it the Milky Way, though. Just a thought. Let's get to Chris is here. Good morning, Chris. That is our live and local reporter from New Mexico who is now with us.
Like LG, America's most reliable line of home appliances. Shop in-store or online for more deals you can't beat. Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 2/28. Savings vary based on purchase amount. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for more details.
Morning, Jeff. Good to see you. And Nick. Yeah, that is a lot of lactose. Love that stuff, though, growing up. That was my go-to cold drink, milk. A lot of people would go with what we call in Michigan pop, soda pop, soft drink. We call it pop in Michigan. That was always, for other people, that was the thing. But for me, it was always a cold glass of milk. Lots of it. In cereals and just by itself. Still good in cereals, but...
Show and you tell them that you've heard it here. Well, do it. There's really no reason not to. Listen, the earlier you catch your hearing loss, and it just starts out as a little ringing in the ears, that's usually the first sign. We got a lot of that around here because of all the manufacturing that so many people are involved in mid-Michigan. A lot of people with their ringing in the ears, and that's the
Last
first
night,
sign. And believe me, the earlier you
munching
catch
on
your
some
hearing
Pringles
loss, the better.
while I'm watching
If you're a GM or UAW
the end of the
employee or
race.
retiree, chances are that you and your spouse actually
Sheila's
already
was
have
milk, too.
coverage
Now
for
you've
hearing aids. In most cases,
transitioned
they're
from
free.
milk
You
to
probably
Mountain
didn't even know
Dew
that. It's the UAW hearing program.
with an
My
extra
friends at Professional Hearing Clinic are
an extra
members of
glass
the
of
UAW
Mountain
hearing
Dew
program.
celebrating the
So
big
get a hold of them
anniversary today.
By the way, a lot
That
of
was
these
your drink,
Medicare
Tina.
Advantage policies also cover hearing. It doesn't have to be an expensive
Dan
proposition.
Swan, hello.
Like I said, if you tell the folks at Professional Hearing
So I'm
Clinic,
munching on
Michigan
Pringles
family-owned
last
business
night.
with lots of locations in
Oh, you're still here,
Dayton.
Mel Mel. I thought you were leaving for the
You
night.
heard it on the Foxhole Morning Show. Your hearing test is
Pardon
free,
me.
too.
Glad to see you
Start with the
staying.
website, professionalhearingclinic.com.
But as I start munching on Pringles, I noticed one seemed especially hard. This can't be good. So I did a little investigating and found that a filling that the last time I was at the dentist she had told me it was kind of like on its last legs. It was, because it came out. So now I've got this hole in my tooth that I'm dealing with for the time being. Feels weird. The sharp part of it is scratching against the side of my tongue. I thought I was going, oh, we're going to still be here. We're usually here until after 8. We got to do a newscast first before we leave. We're still hanging. We usually try to stay for at least an hour or so. And then on Fridays, we're here for about an hour and a half, hour 45, because we have that extra bonus thing called the Friday Morning Primal Scream. Morning, Lynn. Lynn D. Right now, we're looking at a serious crash developing in Davison Township involving injury at Irish Road and Lippincott Boulevard. That is the latest problem point we're following. That's Irish Road and Lippincott. Robert T. at Forest Street in Flint is another crash scene that's in the cleanup stages. Ditto for one over by Carmen Ainsworth High School in Flint Township, the 1300 block of Linden Road. That was also a serious one involving injury. No problems at all being reported on any of the area freeways, but if something crops up and you can tell us about what you're seeing out there, give us a call at 810-230-WRSR. That's 810-230-9777, and look for Vehicle City traffic information all the time, anytime from ClassicFox.com/traffic. Be a traffic tipster right here on 103.9 The Fox.
The Fox Home Morning Show on 103.9 The Fox. Steph's Fox Flashback.
During sessions for an album in 1974, their vocalist was badly hurt in a street fight. His throat was seriously injured, and his ability to sing was severely compromised. Despite treatment from a specialist, his vocal range was diminished, and his singing ability was really permanently damaged. And it actually cost them the opening slot for some dates with The Who. Let's get into it. The vocalist was Brian Connolly, the band is Sweet, and the song is Fox on the Run for Chip, now on the Fox.
I had a friend of mine who will especially be glad to hear that, who is a big, big fan of that song. Big, big fan of that song. Telling you what, Fox on the Run by Sweet. Mel is watching 2 lives at the moment and probably got confused. You can be excused because that happens to me on a daily basis, getting confused. Constantly. 2 lives at the moment. What's the other live that you're watching? I'm just curious. What do you got? What do you got going besides us over here? Sergeant, and then user 621106 and etc. Good morning to you guys. Morning, Steven. Once again, I will mention to you that we, for those of you who are new to us, which is most of you, we are all over the live stream landscape and look forward to seeing you following us around as best you're able to do. I don't know if you probably don't have all of these available to you, but some of them. That's why we kind of make sure that everybody has at least a shot at hanging with our group, which is a crazy bunch of people called the Hal Raisers. My name is Hal, and that's why we call the folks who are here on a regular basis the Hal Raisers, and have for 8 years. On Mondays, we're on Facebook. Tuesdays, TikTok. Wednesdays, it's Twitter/X. Thursdays, it is HalMoss_news. That's my Instagram page. And if you are following me on that page, you get alerted to the fact that we are doing a live broadcast at that time. We would welcome you to join us. Twitch on Fridays along with Facebook on a multi-stream basis. And thanks for those of you who are sharing us, like Kathy. Appreciate the heck out of the fact you do that. And as I'm talking about the fact that you get alerted, I'm reminded of the fact that because I keep these weird hours, and Johnny has the same problem, our host Johnny Burke has talked about this on the air, and I have the same problem here, and that is that if any of you communicate with me via email, text, however you do it, and you want a response from me, and sometimes it's required, most of the responses that I tend to, or at least I have been to this point, tending to send out happen usually between about 2:30 and 3:30 in the morning. And that's because that's when I'm up early. I'm usually up at 2 in the morning Eastern time. We come down and start our show at 5 here from Flint. I have another radio station that I do some news for also starting at 4:15. So I'm down here in my home studio at around 4:15 or so. So I have an opportunity to kind of gather everything together and organize the day in my head. And while I'm doing that, I'm answering messages between 2:30 and 3:30. But I forget people usually have the sound on their phones. I don't. Because I get so many alerts during the day, I keep my sound off all day long. Otherwise, I'd be driving myself and other people crazy with all of the alert sounds. But I keep forgetting other people have theirs on. So if they get a message from me at 3 a.m., they tend to panic. Because, you know, nobody wants to call at 3 a.m. because that's usually bad news, right?
At ClassicFox.com. So now
I gotta stop doing
your
that.
choice of prizes. We have 2 tickets to see Styx at Soaring Eagle on May 3rd. We've got that 4-pack of Paw Patrol tickets. This is our last 4-pack, so if you want them, grab them this morning. The date on that show is March 2nd at the Fox Theater in Detroit. Here's your question. Fox on the Run is a song about a groupie. What album by Sweet is that song on? They released 2 albums in 1974. So
810-230-97. They hung up. They didn't know the answer. So they hit the phone line early. Then when they don't know the answer, they hang up on it.
yeah, then they go to Google, right?
Phone lines are open at 810-230-9777. That's 810-230-WRSR. We are solid rock. Works out to 810-230-9777. First person to get it right gets a choice of Paw Patrol tickets on March 2nd at the Fox Theater or Styx at the Soaring Eagle on May 3rd.
Yeah.
Or if neither of those dates work, we've got Mario's Pizzeria
Oh, there you go. It's back up. Perfect.
restaurant gift certificate.
Good morning, the Fox. Do you have an answer?
Is it misdemeanor?
It is not.
Oops.
It's not.
All right, keep going. 103.9 The Fox.
Good morning. Do you have an answer?
Oh, they hung up again.
Oh.
Same person. Stop calling and hanging up. If you don't know the answer, you don't know the answer.
Here's the question one more time. Fox on the Rung is definitely a song about a groupie, but what album by Sweet is that song on? One of 2 albums released by the band in 1974.
Caller?
Hi, the Fox.
Yes, I bought that album back in the day. It was called Desolation Boulevard.
You are absolutely correct. And you have the album?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. I love it when it's not a Google search. You are a classic rocker. Who are we talking to this morning?
Tom here.
Tom. And where are you calling from?
Flint area.
All right, Tom. So did you hear your choices of prizes?
No.
All right, you have your choice of 2 tickets to see Styx at Soaring Eagle on May 3rd, or a 4-pack of tickets to see Paw Patrol on March 2nd at the Fox Theater.
I'll go with the Styx concert.
All right. Perfect. We'll write you down here. You stay put. I'm going to get some info off the air. But who just hooked you up with those Styx tickets?
All right.
The answer is 103.9 The Fox. I know the answer. What do I get?
Flint's live and local station.
Have you got the internet on that contraption?
Yes. That's the answer if you ever are asked that question. Who is the station that makes you a winner? It's 103.9 The Fox in Flint, Michigan, which, by the way, is available to you on a free mobile app. So we invite you to download that. You'll have classic rock music in your ears 24/7, even when we're not here on our TikTok Tuesday live stream. You can still hear it all the time. Millions of people do around the world. 103.9 The Fox. And let me point something out to you, too, that there are 2 103.9 The Foxes in the world. Okay? One of them is in the Chicago, Illinois area, and its logo is red and black. Ours looks more like this. Load it so that you're able to have our radio station playing all the time with you. Okay? All right. Just to keep that straight, that's the logo you're looking for. It's blue and yellow. Blue and gold, if you will. And Mel Mel, in fact, is a regular app listener to ours. And she's on the other side of the world. So if she can do it, you can do it. All right. Tina's got it. She's listening. She's one of those 5-star fans, 5-star listeners, 5-star people who we enjoy and appreciate and love all the time being with us. Today is National Love Your Pet Day. Those who are joining us now who didn't hear me mention it earlier, it is the day to do that. So be sure that your pet gets an extra bit of consideration from you, be it a treat, be it an extra hug, be it a walk, be it a car ride. Jacko loves all of those. You know, I've got to say this, he's not real big on the hugging thing. He isn't the most affectionate animal I've ever had, but he does enjoy it. He is a trusting animal in the sense that if he wants to be petted, he will sit there with his back to me and want me to pet him on the back. He doesn't want to be hugged. He won't hug, he won't cuddle, but he wants to sit there with his back to you and let you pet him that way. But yeah, he's extremely appreciative. Got him almost a year ago. It's going to be a year next month. March 29th will be 1 year. When his actual birthday is. Don't even know how old he is, let alone when his birthday is. So we're going to make March 29th his first official birthday next month. And he will get a lot of extra consideration there. And definitely at the time wanted to get a shelter dog because I always felt that the dog would be extremely appreciative at knowing it was getting another chance at life. This is something that I think all shelter dogs really will do. You'll get a lot of extra consideration and love and affection from them if you get them after they have already gone through some type of life experience which wasn't pleasant. And then you're the one who's rescuing them from that life that they never thought they were going to escape. And now they have. They're going to make sure that you know it every single day how happy they are about that. They do love you more. I do believe that. I've seen this many times, not just my own experience, and I've had that in the case of most of the dogs here that I've ever had in my life, from being a little kid, in fact. All those dogs, with the exception of one, maybe two, have all been rescues. They've all been a little older. In one case, a lot older. We got a Shih Tzu Yorkie mix who was 8.5 years old. And she turned out to be the boss of all of them. She was the bossiest little girl that we've ever had, I'm telling you. Because she came here when I had this mix. He was a Lab Shar-Pei mix, big guy, big brute, and he was another barker. He was another one who did not like other dogs, but she managed to corral him and turn him into her bitch, really. I mean, that was what it was. She bossed him around. She was like 1/8 his size, and she still bossed him around. That was the kind of personality she had. Every single dog I've ever had has had amazing personality, and all unique. I mean, every one of them. Not one of them was anything close to the other ones in terms of personality. And Jacko's got his own thing going, too, which is basically, I'm a little guy with a big attitude, and I'm going to be right in your face. I don't care if you're a Rottweiler, like he's done. We have a Rottweiler, lives next door. Jacko got right in his face one day when the Rottweiler got loose. And Jacko is about a third this other dog's size. He didn't care.
We have a date with Alice Cooper and Rob Zombie August 30th at Pine Knob. That will be a great show. I have never seen Alice Cooper live.
You know, backstage might be more fun than on stage with those two guys. That could be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, where are they going to be?
Pine Knob, August 30th.
Wow. Yeah, that should
Alice
be a good
Cooper
show.
and Rob Zombie. What a double bill.
It'll be a party, too.
Betcha.
Yeah, alrighty. Anyway, it is 7:57 here live in the Foxhole right now. Sunny and 49 is our eventual goal here today. It's sitting at 22 right now. And the
Morning,
Disney
Diane.
Day Drinkers Club is ticked off over their trash can mascot.
Wait.
Vinny.
Back up. Explain that.
All right, so here's what it is. I love the idea that this is anybody's go-to pub crawl, but members of something called the Disney Day Drinkers Club. There is such a thing. And they're upset after their mascot, a trash can named Benny, got relocated on the grounds.
Oh, no.
So what happened, I guess the Disney Day Drinkers Club, or D3 for short, is a group of adult Disney fans who enjoy nothing more than going to Epcot and hitting up different bars around the whole park. They call it drinking around the world. I love this idea.
I do, too.
We should go to Florida just to do that.
Can we?
Yeah, why not? You might start with a margarita in the park's Mexico section, then move on to sangria and so on. A former radio host thought about this in North Carolina, named this whole thing. This guy's name is Skip Share, and he founded the club. Doesn't say if it's a man or a woman. It could be either, I guess. It now has over 86,000 members on Facebook.
Oh, my Lord.
But back to the trash can. Benny.
Hayesville Harry and user 465, etc. Good morning, both of you.
Somebody was drinking on the sidewalk, which is allowed, and realized his flat top was a good place to set your drink down on top of Benny.
Sure.
They like to joke that
And
he's
Myron.
always
Hello,
drunk.
Myron.
All right. Now club members are upset
And
because
Mr. Mitchell, good to see you also.
Location. He's always been in front of a bar called Rose and Crown, but last September,
And Mike Mack and Lonnie.
to stop people from lining up for pictures and blocking the
Thank you
bar's
for being
entrance.
here.
So club members
Natalie,
requested
hi,
that
and
somebody
Willie
set
Dawes,
the
hi.
guy back to his original spot, and some even brought plane tickets, or bought plane tickets, I guess, to go get a picture with him. But before they could get there, Epcot moved him again.
No.
They're playing games with these people.
Uh-huh.
So now the future of Benny and where he's going to live is still very much up in the air. But if you go to Epcot, look for Benny in the Disney Day Drinkers Club. I love that idea.
I would love to take, like a party bus of listeners down. Wouldn't that be fun?
And drink around the world.
Yeah.
At Epcot. It's a great... the Disney, I love this. All righty, it is...
Morning, Chris V and user 797. It's news time. Disney Day Drinkers. Yeah, yes indeed. 5 things you should know from 103.9 The Fox. A 54-year-old Caro man suspected of being a repeat drunk driver facing 3 felony charges now after his vehicle struck and severely injured a Tuscola County Sheriff's deputy last Friday night. The impact reportedly injured Deputy Thomas Peterson as he assisted with a traffic stop along M24 between Blackmore and Snover Roads in Fremont Township. He ended up with numerous fractured bones and assorted other serious injuries. Genesee Valley Mall remaining closed for yet another day today because of the ongoing problem of the water main break. Officials posting that notice this morning on their Facebook page and continue to urge you to watch the mall's Facebook page for updates regarding the building's status. This is the 3rd time that it is closed for the same problem in little more than a year. Man who spent nearly 6 years in prison for a murder he did not commit, being awarded $10 million by a jury who determined that Alexander Ansari's constitutional rights were violated. Turns out a Detroit police detective reportedly concealed key evidence from the trial out of fear that for his family's safety. Ansari had been accused in the fatal shooting of a 15-year-old at the time. Red Wings beat the Seattle Kraken 4-3 in overtime yesterday afternoon in Seattle. William Byron drives to victory in the NASCAR Daytona 500. Did so under caution with a final lap crash happening behind him. Michigan State taking on Iowa. Big Ten basketball tonight at the Breslin Center. That's a 7 p.m. tip-off. And to cap this one off, we had no Powerball winners last night, so the jackpot grows to $348 million for tomorrow night's drawing. Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot, $493 million. That's 5 things you should know from 103.9 The Fox. Forecast today calling for plenty of sunshine and temperatures approaching 50 degrees in some areas, 49 the official high expected. Increasing cloud cover tonight as we settle in around 32 overnight. Then tomorrow is a mix of sun and clouds, along with slightly milder temperatures that should touch around 54. Rain possibly moving in tomorrow night into Thursday morning. Cloudy skies otherwise Thursday and continued mild, topping off around 52. Right now it's 22 in Flint and in Saginaw 24.
WRSR Owasso Flint. It's time for the 8 a.m. Foxhole People Poll. Call Johnny and Steph and tell them what you think.
What?
I was watching TV last night, and they showed it again. I told you about Mike, what's his name, the guy that does dirty jobs?
Oh, Mike Rowe.
Mike Rowe, and him shooting the drone, and it went naked.
Yes.
Did you hear about this? What happened was a drone went to his house and was peering in his bathroom window where he was shaving. He was not wearing any clothes.
Yeah.
So he noticed it, and he went and grabbed his shotgun and went out onto his patio naked, aiming at the drone. Now, the drone took off, and he says, famously, I think it was on a late-night talk show, he was talking about this. He mentioned, how redneck is that? I'm shooting at a drone with a shotgun. And he says, somewhere there's a video of that that's going to come out someday.
I hope it does. I would love to see Mike Rowe naked. Oh,
I'm just all in favor of the redneck thing.
No, I don't want want to get micro naked.
So I'm asking this morning, what's the redneckiest thing you've ever done? So like, made s'mores with a Bic lighter, or what's the redneck? Because I have a son-in-law. That's all he talks about is rednecking things.
Yeah?
He does everything redneck. He tries, he's kind of like jerry-rigging something.
Sure.
He rednecks it, is what he calls it.
I gotcha.
So, if you've ever cooked roadkill or went to a wedding where the bride and groom used to be step-siblings, that's what we want to hear about here today. What is the redneckiest thing you've ever done? Our Foxhole People Poll, 810-230-9777, or you can always go over to our 103.9 The Fox Facebook page where we're streaming live video from the studio. There's a chat window and you can put it in there. The redneckiest thing you've ever done. 810-230-9777. Call now.
The redneckiest thing you've ever done. I don't know what the hell that even means. Closest thing I can think of is how I tend to, when I'm eating, I tend to keep stuff away from stuff. Don't want to merge them. It's evil. It's evil. Let's go to our 365 Dogs calendar. Give you another chance at a smile to get your Tuesday started here. And it's the face of Reed J. Kennedy, who comes from a Cocker Spaniel rescue in Washington, D.C., and apparently very timid when he first came home to his new family and is no longer that way. Gained a lot of confidence after spending a few months in his forever home. Reed J. Kennedy, Washington, D.C. There's your smile source for the day. Good morning, Chris and Superior Dave. We have a Super Dave that calls the station a lot. Crazy Facts, good morning to you. Welcome to you and all those who joined us today, and I appreciate the heck out of the fact that you did. Thank you very much for your attendance, your attention, hanging out as long as you were able to, be it a few seconds or a few minutes or the entire hour plus that we've spent with you on this Tuesday morning here. 4 weeks until we hit the spring season here in the United States. It happens on the 19th of March at 10:06 p.m. And tomorrow we happen to be on Twitter/X. That is where we're going to be moving our live stream to tomorrow. And then we will be on Instagram on Thursday at HalMoss_news. That's my Instagram page. Friday, it's a multi-stream thing going on Twitch and on Facebook on Friday morning. That'll be a little longer situation. Thank you very much, James. That's going to be a little longer situation because we have a thing called the Friday Morning Primal Scream, blowing out all that negative energy that you build up throughout the week. The Primal Scream does it for you, so be along with us on Friday morning on either Twitch or Facebook to help get the weekend started that way. If you can't, if the only way that you ever get on social media is through TikTok, well, we'll be here again a week from today on TikTok Tuesday yet again, so we look for you then. Again, we will wish you the best in your Tuesday. Come on back and join us again whenever you can, wherever you can, here in the Hal Hole with your friends, the Hal Raisers, be it tomorrow or next week on TikTok. Either way, we'll be here waiting for you, okay? Okay.